Hey guys, this is the second of a multi-part installment about building our new house. If you want to see how we got to this point, check out installment 1, where the land gets cleared. I will warn you that most of the footage seen in this video has been sped up. On the actual day of the foundation pour, it took over 7 hours. We lost track of the number of concrete chucks somewhere after 5. Between the pour and little snippets taken up until that day, I had a lot of footage to sift through. Plus, with everything going on in the world today, it hasn't been high on my priority list. For the first section of the foundation build, the fill dirt was brought in to level out the construction site. I did not take footage of this stage, but my children loved climbing the piles and piles of dirt. We checked day by day to see the progress of the foundation pad. The amount of dirt they brought in was cool and a little bit scary because our whole house would sit on this. After that, the foundation mold was constructed. The plumbers came out and put in the drain pipes for the bathrooms, laundry room, and kitchen sink. The main drain was angled, starting sort of shallow at one end and then deeper than my kids at the far end. Actually, we took pictures of the kids in the trenches because they were so deep. Once they were in place, the plumbing trenches were filled in. The crew then set to digging the foundation waffle, which is a grid-like pattern of trenches. The electrician came out and put in the underground PVC to run lines to the islands in the kitchen, as well as in-ground plugs in the study and family room floors. This was sort of a dream of my husband's, and I'm so glad the builder brought it up to us when he did. The waffle mounds were covered in what I assume is a sort of moisture barrier, though I never did ask. Then they built rebar grids. When that was finished, we were ready to go with the pour. I didn't know much about concrete, but I learned some things that were interesting on the day of, or at least I thought they were. Our builder warned us to rinse any splashed concrete off immediately because apparently it's an exothermic hydration chemical reaction. Exothermic meaning that the reaction gives off heat, apparently a fair bit of heat. Also on the day of the pour, we decided to have the kids make a handprint out of their dominant hand. Of course, we made a guess for Mr. Henry, the baby. It's funny because I wanted these handprints very much, and Richard took some convincing. Once he finally got on board, he was all in. For a little background, I have anxiety, and it often manifests in social situations. On handprint day, I was really nervous to bug the guys about the prints. Our builder had asked and stayed for the pour up until the last 45 minutes. He wanted to make sure that the concrete guys were doing things correctly, but also that they knew we wanted these handprints. Unfortunately, in the last 45-ish minutes was when we needed to put the kids' prints in, and also when he left, because at this point he'd been there for 7 hours and it was lunchtime. I started to panic. I do that well, and my husband was dead set on making sure we got it done. Fortunately, the concrete guys had our back. They prepped the spot we wanted in the garage and called us over when it was perfect. They even redid a section without us having to ask because one of the kids' prints didn't turn out quite as planned. By the end of the day, the concrete was set enough to walk on. It was kind of nice because you could lay on it and it was warm. That goes back to that exothermic reaction. And yes, I know this from personal experience. I snuck over there one day to lay on the newly poured foundation in what would become my bedroom. The slab kept me warm, the sky was beautiful, and the birds were chirping. It was wonderful. The floor was splotched, ranging from gray to white. This showed how the various parts of the foundation were curing at different rates. Foundations take up to 28 days to fully cure, and it's best to give them 7 days of curing before building. Our builder did wait the 7 days. The curing rate varies by the thickness of the concrete and the amount used. For example, if cured by natural means, it's said that the Hoover Dam would have taken 125 years to cure. Okay, tangent done. I am really thankful we were able to keep the kids home to watch the process, and to put their handprints in the foundation. It was super cool. Just no one tell their schools. Let me know in the comments down below what you want to see more of or are most curious about during this build. At the end, I plan to give everyone a house tour. Also, if there are any other videos or vlogs about our lives that you would like to see, let me know. I'd like to know what you are most curious about. If you want to keep track of the progress, hit that subscribe button and click on the bell for notifications. Also, make sure to follow me on my other social media accounts for weekly updates on the build process. I try to update my Instagram, the.curious.alchemist, daily with the progress. I look forward to hearing from everyone. Until then, stay curious.